people that I've met over the years at conventions, 500 at a time, appreciate the hug and the kindness and that openness. And just a couple don't. You know, just a few. But it ends up ruining it for everybody. Because suddenly you're afraid to just reach out and be kind to somebody. And they may desperately need that. You know?
Apparently enough these days, if you show gratitude or appreciation towards somebody, that could ultimately come back and bite you in the butt one day, as on today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how bad KickVic is further trying to slander Vic's name, but not only Vic, his entire fan base as well, as we go on ahead and take a look at the activity going on Twitter and seeing how much shade and how much defamatory comments are being made, not only towards Vic, but anyone that stands with him, including all of his supporters. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and want to be kept up to date with all things involving Vic Mignogna, Monica Rial, Toye, and many of the news and updates involving the Vic Mignogna case, then be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single upload. Be sure to go on ahead and slap a like down below by giving this video a big thumbs up if you guys do stand with Vic, as well as making sure to check out and subscribe to my main channel over at UnrealNetwork, to where there you guys will be able to find lots of anime and Dragon Ball content that you guys will not get to find on here. And follow me at Twitter at UnrealNetwork to stay connected with me at all times. And if you have anything you would like to share or tag me in involving Vic Mignogna or any of the parties involved in this case, then be sure to go on ahead and follow me at Twitter. Now, to further kick things off, we have members of the KickVic movement, in particular Dominique Sky, going on Twitter and not only going as far as to once again publicly slander Vic by calling him a perv, a predator, a pedo, and many other egregious things without any irrefutable evidence to back up her claims, but also going as far as to label all of the YouTubers as conspiracy theorists and many people that don't know exactly what they're talking about when they cover the pragmatics of Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, Toye, and Vic Mignogna, which I totally understand. If Dominique wants to stand up for Monica and Jamie and all of the supposed victims, she has that right to do so. However, what she doesn't have a right to do in going as far as to label someone a child enthusiast per se without any convictions. There's a difference between calling someone a, con slut in comparison to having to call someone out and being a pedo without any convictions or police reports or any of that. But Dominique Sky went along to post something very interesting on Twitter, as an individual went on to ask who is suing whom. As Dominique went on to respond, and I quote, "I feel like you jumped in the deep end after watching conspiracy YouTube videos. Here in the court documents with sworn affidavits from victims and witnesses, as well as Vic's own admission to several accusations. Suing your victims into silence is vile. Number one, Vic is not suing Monica and Jamie to keep them silent, so that in and of itself is absolutely false. And number two, Vic, through his own admission, never admitted to doing anything that further proves the validity of these accusations, because if he did go as far as to confirm from his own mouth that yes, he did in fact force himself on Monica Rial in that hotel room, or if he had indeed whispered something to Jamie Marchi, then that would have been completely different, because you're owning up to something that you actually were accused of. But here, all he admitted to was touching Jamie's hair. So again, by touching someone's hair, according to Dominique and many of the people that want this man destroyed, if you touch someone's hair, if you hug someone, if you compliment them, if you do anything like that, right, you are on the same level as Harvey Weinstein or an actual convicted felon. So that in and of itself doesn't make any sense, because you're siding with someone or you're siding with people that you regularly hang out with, and there's nothing wrong with backing up your friends. However, your friends are in the wrong, because you yourself are asserting your own position in this case in which you have no business in, and further having to slander the guy on a public platform, and then you feel entitled to your position in not allowing anyone to have any said criticisms on your stance. And that in and of itself is just stupid, because I, as a personal preference, don't care about the way you look. I don't care if you dress like a bimbo. I don't care about your weight. I don't care if you're a mom mom or if you're single. I care about your stance in this case. Notice how many other people are clowning on you for being fat or for accusing you of being a man. That to me doesn't matter because those things are very minute in the grand scheme of things. I care about the things that you spew out of your own mouth from an intellectual stance because a lot of the things that you're putting out there is objectively wrong, and she knows this, but since she's friends with Monica and Jamie, it's all for clout, right? You're backing up your friends, that's perfectly fine, but when you know that there are no convictions, no police reports, and that these quote sworn affidavits were proven to be false before, and you're still neglecting the facts being presented, then what the hell are you asserting yourself in this case for? Two in which you're also expecting for people not to question you, especially when you put out garbage like this, but it doesn't end there, because I'm going to be showing you guys more examples as of course she went along to tweet, and I quote, "Vic is not on trial. Monica, Jamie, Ron, and Funimation are. So where are those videos to prove their guilt? Until I see proof, I'm not gonna make assumptions that they're lying." Especially when Vic corroborates their stories, and especially with Vic's track record. What track record? As of course she goes on to further show a video of Vic having to pick up a fan, run down a few feet, spin her around, and bring her back, with of course the individual having to laugh on camera. So again, it's kind of funny how she's asking for proof, but then at the same time, through her own hypocrisy, anyone that questions her and asking her for proof about Monica or Jamie or any of the quote survivors of being hugged or having their hair be touched, she immediately dismisses them by letting them know, hey, we don't have to show you proof because, well, it just happened, so you have to believe us. Isn't that hypocrisy at its finest? But it continues. As she went on to tweet, and I quote, "He sued his victims." Notice how she's spacing out the his and the he and the she's. Very weird. After you just said he admitted to invading their space, he never invaded their space. This woman lives on a different planet. And yet we're savage? F off. You don't invade people's space without consent, then sue them for being upset about it, you clown. First of all, right? What about all the times that Monica and Jamie had been around Vic's space, right? Vic never minded that. He always appreciated them as people. So you're telling me, right, that if you have a friend and they're around you guys are just simply having a conversation or you're talking about something and then one day you decide that since they never consented to being around your personal space, which I didn't know that now you have to ask for consent in being around someone, that is the absolute most ridiculous thing that a person can come up with. But in the fact that you're also saying that he admitted to invading their space when in fact he never admitted to doing anything. So by touching hair, once again, think about this guys, when you touch someone's hair, it's on the same level as Dominique had pointed out in being a pedo and things of that nature. I have long hair and I've had many people touch my hair before. Have I ever felt violated? Have I ever felt wronged or assaulted? Do I or should I consider myself a survivor? I've had many people touch my hair before, but does that make me a survivor? Does that make me a victim? No, it doesn't. So again, it's something being used against Vic, especially with what's going on right now, that it's very, very egregious and it's very, very wrong that she's going out of her way and doing this. But I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below because I want you guys to go on ahead and take a minute to watch this video and really think about what Vic is saying in this video before dropping your comments, because a lot of the things that he's talking about in this video do hold a lot of weight. So go on ahead and check this out.
You reflect on things that are going on, you know what I mean? Difficulties and people and motivations, agendas, you know. I had a thought. I want to share it with you guys. This is just a general observation, and I hope you'll take this home with you. Our world is becoming more and more angry. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Yes.
People are angry. People are angry. And here's what I was thinking the other day. I watched a movie on an airplane a few weeks ago. 5 feet apart, 6 feet apart. It was about a girl that had a disease that makes you very susceptible to germs and stuff. And so no one's supposed to get within you're not supposed to get within 6 feet or 5. And she, cystic fibrosis, could that be it? I think that's what it was. So she was literally in a hospital, like she literally lived in a hospital. And she fell in love with this boy who was also in the hospital with the same disease. So they're not allowed to be near each other, but they really like each other. The movie began, this is the part I want you to hear. The movie began with a little narration. And it was the girl that played the main character girl, and she said this. She said, oh, hold on. I want to get it right.
Take your time, take your time.
Right.
She said something to the effect of, actual studies have shown that children, especially babies and children, need human contact as much as they need air. See, here's what I've been contemplating lately. Human contact is being vilified.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
In our culture, you don't dare reach out and connect with another human. Oh, I'm too afraid. What if they're offended? Yeah, that's why we're in the problem. That's why we're in the world that we're in now. Because I came from an era, and I'm Italian. Any Italians in here? Italian, we have right? La Familia, huh? You know it. So, all my life, you hug people. You're open and you're kind to people. And it's interesting to me, I believe that there is a direct correlation. I think there's a direct connection between what is happening in our culture where you don't dare touch somebody and the anger that people feel. People feel so alone and isolated. And people that I've met over the years at conventions, 500 at a time, appreciate the hug and the kindness and that openness. And just a couple don't. You know, just a few. But it ends up ruining it for everybody. Because suddenly you're afraid to just reach out and be kind to somebody. And they may desperately need that. You know? This young lady, I'm going to pick on you.
That's fine.
This young lady could be going through the worst time in her life right now. And it was all she could do. It took every ounce of energy she could find to drag herself to this event to meet me. Okay? And she might be in such a bad place emotionally, been abandoned by a parent or a sibling or a boyfriend, and the fact that I came up, may I?
It's fine.
The fact that I came up to her and did this, and looked her in the face and acknowledged her and connected with her, might give her the strength she needs to continue. Whereas if I sat behind the table and went, hey, thanks for coming. Fist bump. And then she goes home and she is as lonely and feels as disconnected as she ever did. So I'm not even applying this to my situation. I hope you understand this. I'm talking about our world. People have become so angry and so easily offended by everything. And I really think that there is a connection between the culture that is telling us, don't you dare touch anybody. Don't connect. No human contact. Because it could be offensive or it could be misconstrued. But I think there's a connection between that and the isolation people feel and the anger that they feel. it would never be my desire to hurt anyone. I would never in a billion years want to offend or hurt anyone. That has never been my intention or my desire.
That's why we're here.
Yes. I believe you guys know that about me. And so I just wanted to take a minute because, like I said, I sit around my house alone thinking about these things. Maybe too much. But I really believe that's true. I really believe that's true. So if you have people in your lives, hug them. You know, reach out and just acknowledge them. That little bit of human contact right there. Now, he could go home and say I assaulted him.
Not fair. Why am I getting picked on?
Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? This is not assault, everyone. And you know what? It's actually an offense to people that are actually assaulted. I mean, think about that. You know? So I just want you guys to know my heart. That's all. I want you to know that I appreciate so much you guys being here and your kindness and your support for me and my work over the years. I have taken my position in this industry very seriously as long as I've been in it. I've seen it as something much bigger than just a job. I feel like it's been an opportunity to connect with people and to hopefully try to be a positive influence and an encouragement to people. And that's been the greatest privilege for me. And I really think that our culture has changed, and not for the better. I think people need that human contact, like that movie said. I think it's as valuable to us as oxygen. So I really hope, and you know what, there's so many more of us. Do you realize there are so many more good people in the world than there are the offended, outraged? There's so many more of us, but we go about our lives. We're responsible, you know, we have jobs and we have families, we have relationships. We just go about our lives while this handful of people changes the whole landscape. And the majority of us are standing back on what's going on. Like, how is this happening? So you guys, be a voice for good. Be a voice for light and kindness and connect with people. Because you never know who in your life needs it badly. You know? Sorry. Soapbox is over. Sorry.
So what do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching once more. Again, I do encourage you guys to share this video along with following me on Twitter, twitter.com/UnrealNetgaming. The link to my Twitter will be located down below if you guys have anything to tag me in or anything you want to be shared. And also be sure to smash that subscribe button, guys, on this channel to be up to date with all latest involving Vic, Monica, and many of the things happening in this community. So again, subscribe, drop a like down below if you guys do stand with Vic. This entire thing is a mess. I really wish that this thing ended many months ago, but unfortunately people have chosen sides, and at this point you can't really be in the middle because you look at both sides and you can come up with your own conclusive decision as to where you want to stand. That's completely fine, especially if you're respectable about this entire situation. But when you start noticing certain things that don't add up, if this man was convicted, if there was irrefutable factual evidence to support all the accusations against Vic other than simple Twitter stories and stories from 25, 30 years ago, then sure, everybody would be standing with Jamie and Monica in the fact that he's wrong about this, but he's not. And if you're someone who's just gonna go around scrutinizing others for having a stance, then you're a piece of crap, because at the end of the day, people do have the right to stand where they want to stand and choose to believe who they want to believe. But again, I want to get your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you all once more for watching. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. I'm gonna go on ahead and close things off with a clip from Nick Rekieta, just so you guys can have an idea as to what is going on behind the scenes. So again, thank you all so much for your time, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
I'm not giving a protected opinion based on facts disclosed. I'm just repeating my initial defamatory facts, you fat idiot. The facts disclosed are admittedly disclosed by the defaming parties, Greg! Greg! You can't defame someone and then when someone else says something say, oh yeah, look at this other person using my defamatory statements to continue the defamation and then say it's protected. You're the originator of the defamatory statements, you moron! How are you this stupid? I don't get it. Wait, I do. You don't know the facts, do you, dummy? You're commenting on something without the facts.